Good morning. Hello. Welcome. I was a bit it's awful to say, but I was a bit bored this morning. So it's a horrible wet Saturday morning. I've been to the dump, done my chores, done the shopping, and I need to publish yet last night's podcast. So I thought, well, people don't necessarily show this, do they? Necessarily often get a peek into the production side of a podcast. And I thought it might be quite interesting to see. So that's what we're going to do together. Because why not? Eh? I'm going to go through the process of publishing last night's episode, and you're going to see how the sausage is made. Obviously, all the gristly bits remain throughout the podcast. There's no refining here. It's a very loose, slapdash process. Before we begin, happy birthday to my old mum. Happy birthday, mum. You're probably not watching, and happy birthday to Amanda's stepdad as well. My father-in-law, Steve. Happy birthday, Steve. Happy birthdays all round. Where does one begin? Well, when I'm publishing the podcast, I perhaps I'll wait for a few people to come in. You never know, people might be interested in this, so I will wait a few minutes before I begin the whole process. Once I get a few viewers, I may repeat myself again, but I always worry that I begin my explanation of what I'm doing on the stream far too early, and then everyone misses it, and then I have to start it all over again. So we will wait a few minutes. I've put a message out on the Facebook page. Let's see. Yeah, so we have a policy on the Renaissance Men of doing try to publish the podcast. Obviously, we started off as an audio show, um, but I've since transitioned more to a visual type podcast that we broadcast live on YouTube every Friday, as you may or may not know. I don't know where I'm going with this point. I guess the point being that I do have to publish it in multiple places. I like to tidy up the YouTube um, video. I put a thumbnail on. I forgot. I'll be creating a thumbnail for you live on the show as well. How exciting! Anyway, let's get this started. So, the first thing I do, obviously, we work through Streamyard. I will just bring this tab over just so you can see. You might we will get infinite me's at this point, which is probably a bad thing. But as you can see, we use StreamYard, which is a fantastic tool for streamers. It takes a lot of the legwork out of hosting a live stream. You can add your own videos, which we do. We've got an intro video and outro. The outro video that you're well aware of. You can obviously customize your branding, choose your brand colors, and how the names appear on the screen. You can include your own logo. Obviously, we have the egg. Banners, great tool. This is where you can add little banners that can assist viewers in knowing what the hell you're talking about at any one time. I love having those. So we have banners for the main sections of the show. This is where we can highlight the live comments. Obviously, if we get some in today's show, I will highlight them there. But anyway, what I need to do is What StreamYard also does, which is a fantastic uh, feature, is it will. I might have to bring that back over here. I might have to go into StreamYard again to do this. Bear with. Yeah. So let me bring this back over. So you can see here. Let me make that a bit bigger. Show it will. What's the word? Store your past broadcasts, and obviously we've got episode 95 here. And what you can do is download the recording of that, download the audio, which is how we extract the audio from each show each week. So that's my first protocol. I go into the previous night's stream, download the audio, set that going, and yeah, that's the first step, because obviously I need that audio to begin in the process of uploading it to Anchor. I think this is a good idea for a stream, because you can kind of get there's some transparency there about how we're doing. You're probably going to see some download figures later on in the show. So for the podcast, that's all good. You can see how we're doing. It's all about transparency. And if anything, this might inspire someone else to go and do a podcast. If you are going to be doing anything on YouTube, I would highly recommend getting into StreamYard. I mean, I do pay for this service. I think it's around. It's about. I think it's £30. £30 a month, around that. But obviously, that's where the Patreon does really help, because that subsidizes the money we get from the Patreon, does go straight in, or does help to pay for the StreamYard. So that's all good. I think the range of tools that it gives you is worth the price. I think it is fairly competitive to other similar services out there. I mean, I could do all this in OBS, but I have tried, and it's far too hard for me. It's not worth it's too much of a barrier. It would make me actively not want to do the podcast, having to faff about with that each week. I mean, I've tried, and yeah, I think you've seen the results of that. Sloppy streams or video, Skype window size is just changing in size for no real apparent reason. But with StreamYard or similar such services, it's just all done for you. Idiot proof. Renaissance men proof. Hell, even Seddon and Jimmy were able to almost get a stream going last night. So yeah, that's just downloading now. What I will do now is, what I typically like to do is, actually, I now need to create the thumbnail, which I will show you how I do that. So I typically come into the show notes. Hell, why not? There's no secrets here. Let's get the show notes over here. If anything, it shows you how professional we are. There we go. Here are the show notes. So we put we actually put great effort into doing this show. Look at the notes. Look at them. We do that every week. And what I like to do, we have an episode tags section here, and I like to just kind of, you'll notice with each episode I put hashtags on, and that's just to kind of get it out there, just to get it in the eyes of people that are looking for those hashtags. Hashtags are pretty universal these days. They're used on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, obviously. And it's a way of people, you can search in YouTube for a video related to, I don't know, hashtag. What did we talk about last night? Oh yeah, okay. Let's go. Okay, one of them will be let's go Marvel Phase 4. Hashtag. I typically put 3 or 4 hashtags I kind of just go through the notes, kind of pick out what we spoke about. Um, Jimmy spoke about Greenland, didn't he? Try and capture as balanced as I can. Obviously, I want to try and pick up something that everyone spoke about. Greenland. Oh, Mitchell's versus the Machines. That was a good one. More. I usually try and pick a funnier one, an obscure one. God, what did we talk about? We had bird news. What was the bird news? That was the crows tap in. Oh, we spoke about disaster movies, didn't we? Let's go with that. Disaster. That might get people intrigued. So these are the hashtags I'm going to be going with on this episode. Right, you don't need to see the show notes anymore. But that is what I do for that process. Go through the show notes, recount what we talked about in the episode, come up with 3 or 4 hashtags that will title the episode when it's published. The next step, GIMP. Good old GIMP. GIMP's a great tool. Great image processing tool. It's kind of like your open source, free. Photoshop. I was trying to think of the word there. Yeah, Photoshop. So what I need to do here is create a thumbnail for the YouTube and Twitch because we're now on Twitch as well. So, obviously, I do have vast amount of image files and podcast files, as you can imagine, all on uploaded to Google Drive. So we know we work remotely, we work collaboratively. That's the word. What do I want here? I want admin files, image files, YouTube thumbnails, and somewhere I have a template. Is that the one? X. Yeah. Yeah, XCF. Okay. So this obviously this has got data from our previous episode in, but so all I do is take the hashtags from our show notes. Hopefully spelling it correctly. I'm no expert in creating YouTube thumbnails. In fact, I've only really just started putting this much effort into them. Okay, so I'm going to have to adjust this. Hashtag disaster. Just tweak the font size. Happy with that. Right, now I need to just align those correctly. There we go. Just centralize them. I like to have them central. episode was this? 95, wasn't it? And what I like to do is, I always like to outline my text. Just makes it stand out. Outlining on GIMP is pretty. It's a ball ache. Whether there's an easier way or not of doing it, this is how I taught myself. So you click on the text layer, alpha to. Oh God, no, undo that. So I click on the text layer, alpha to selection, and then just grow that by 2 pixels. Each insert new layer. This will be outline 2. Just bring that underneath the layer we're talking about, and then just take your fill, select them. There we go. There we go. And again, highlight your text layer, alpha to selection, select, grow by your 2 pixels, insert new layer, call this outline 3. Okay, bring that underneath your text layer, get your fill, select your black outline, fill it, select none, boom, nice. Nice. Hello, gentlemen. Yes, I'm just giving a peek into how the podcasting sausage is made, how it gets published. So I've already done the first steps, which is kind of just determine my hashtags that go on the title of the podcast. Obviously, I'm downloading the audio via StreamYard, so I'm extracting the audio, which I will then edit. I'm now making the YouTube thumbnail. I thought I was a bit bored, to be honest, so I thought I'd just stream this. I thought, why not? I always like to put a little egg in the image. Why is that not filled in there? Ah, that's going to annoy me. That is going to annoy me. Oh, fuck's sake. Ah, fuck it. Right, so any suggestions for a suitable image that I could put on air as well? I'm thinking. Oh, it's got to be Gerard Depardieu, surely. Oh, that's okay. We'll worry about that later. Excellent. So the audio has downloaded. Gerard Depardieu. Right. Oh, oh, that's an early front runner. Hmm. Oh. I think I'm going with this. I think I'm going to go with that. Right. So let's save that image. PG remove. Oh, nice. Hey, who is that? Only France's finest actor. If you tapped him up, Midge, you might be able to get him in your next production. Okay, I'll see if I can find a suitable Gerard Butler image as well. Right, so that's downloaded. Oh, it's all coming together. Or, yep, I'm going with that. I'm going with that. I'm going with that. Oops. No. Save image as. That's a WebP file. Oh, I don't think it's going to like that. Cup of tea it is then. That's better. JPEG. JPEGs are what we like. Go back to BG remove. How do I do a new one? There we go. Upload image. I love this website. In fact, Midge introduced me to this website. That is so good. Magical. Look at that. Just does it straight away. Okay. It's on my desktop. Ah, not, I'll leave that there for now. Right. Get rid of that. So we've got our images that are going to be adorned on the YouTube thumbnail. File, open as layers. I never know if to have it above or below. Ah, it's glorious. It's kind of... Now, where's the egg? Go to double check. Right. Leave that over there. Now, does the egg become his nose? I think it probably should. Oh, sorry. Let me make that bigger. In fact, let's go like that. In fact, no, let's do that. I think, yeah, it needs to be... Let's rotate it. Let's just scale it down a little bit. Might need to just rotate it. Glorious. Glorious. So that's going to bug me. I'm going to... do that again. What's going on there? Why is that? Or should I just leave it? In fact, let me do it again. Trouble is, do I have that colour? Is it that? It is that. Right, not 5. for goodness sake. Why is that there? There we go. Oh, fucking hell, this pissed me off. It's not usually this difficult. I'm probably pressure of people watching. Right. Right. Okay. Grow by 2. New layer. Outline 2. That's better. That's better. Oops. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Happy with that. So, file, sport as. Actually, no. Cancel file. Save as. So this will be thumbnail 95. And then we'll export it as a JPEG. Right. Shit, where did I save that? Yeah, I think so. Right. That is the GIMP section done. So close all and then quit. Don't need any of these now. Okay, right. What do I do now? I do them 720p, Sen. So I think 720p is, what is that? 1280 by 720? Oh, I could be wrong. Hang on. I think it's my default. No, it's 1080. Bear with. Let's just get that one up. Yeah, 1280 by 720 pixels. 1280 by 720 pixels. Thank you. Yes, I do like a nice tiny desktop. The only thing on there is a picture of me and Benj. There we go. Right. I think I'll get the audio bit sorted out now, I think. So, as you would have seen, we have downloaded the audio from StreamYard. Let me show you that again, because now there's people in. I don't know if anyone was in the room when I did that. Let me just bring StreamYard over. So in past broadcasts, episode 95 live, which is the one we did last night, click on the 3 pips, download recording, and then you can either download the video or audio. Obviously, I've downloaded the audio for the audio feed. So what I need to do now is, so it's down. Obviously, you can see it downloaded it to my downloads MP3 file. I edit in Audacity. I say edit, I use that term very loosely. I certainly don't put the time and effort that DRB would do. File. And again, Audacity is a great free open source system to use. New. No, didn't want that at all. Beg your pardon. Open. Go to my downloads and get in episode 95. So that'll just feed it in. See, this is I didn't think about this, but this is also an instructional. If I ever die, then you know now how to keep the legacy going. Mhm. Yeah, I said that before. It's for me, it's a trade-off. We could use OBS. Um, but I think if you go back and watch the shows that we did on OBS, although they had fancier graphics and you know a bit more personality to them, they were very rough. And I think StreamYard does give you it's just that ease of use, isn't it? Right. So, I wonder if you'll be able to hear this. So you boys did okay. So you did the countdown. So what I would do, I'm just going to edit out the countdown. So we'll. I think what I'll do is I'll just shorten that a touch. There we go. Yeah, you are right there. I mean, there might be. I mean, I should probably investigate it a bit more. There might be similar services to StreamYard, but offer you more options. I don't know. I'm not beholden to StreamYard. I mean, at the moment, I think it's just the best option. But okay, I'm happy with that. So what I do at this point is effect. Okay, so I need to highlight it all. Effect. Normalize it. So it just kind of sorts out your levels. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Plus, I think it does a lot of the legwork in the cloud. So, with me not having such a beast of a PC, um, it does have that going for it as well. Because I don't have to kind of rely on um, my hardware to do any of the processing of it. And export that as an MP3, and I'll chuck it into the episode files. do it as an MP3. I do it as standard quality. Save it. And that'll do its thing. Export it. If DRB ever watched this back, he'd probably weep gently into his hands about how slapdash I am with the edit. But there's audio waves there, sort of the beginning, sort of the end, normalized. Boom. Just wait for that to extract. Here, here. Well, they are sausages we are making here, so there's got to be a bit of gristle, a bit of anus in there. Consider this the anus bit. The trouts, not the trouts. What are they called? Trout snouts, not trouts. Snouts. I got snouts and trotters confused. We aim for the consider us the heinous hot dog of the podcasting world. Not the ones in brine, kind of like a level above that. But we're certainly not a artisan sausage. I'd say we are a Richmond's, the nation's favourite, apparently. And they taste so good. But once you know how they're made, you're disappointed. So once this done, I will then I'll focus on uploading the audio podcast to Anchor. And it doesn't usually take this long. It's obviously I'm showing you guys. There we go. So that will be right there. This is just me. I just like to take all I just hate having all that metadata on there. It just makes it look messy. So I strip it of all that, and then we go into Anchor. Let's bring this over for you. There we go. And look, this is where we have a little look at the stats. I said it's kind of a nice little peek into how we're doing and that whatnot. The I would say the audio figures have tailed off a little bit since we've done the video podcast, but there also still is an audience. People still do download it. But I think there is a pattern of decline. Some might say no, but you know what I mean. I think that's inevitable. But I expected it to go down a lot more than it has. To be fair, and it is nice that people still are downloading the show. Um, so click to upload. All you do is that'll do its thing. Whilst that's doing that, we'll leave that to do that. I need to sort out the, the publishing blurb, as I like to call it. Why is that not going there? Okay, I'll just minimize that. Right. So have a document that I is ever so handy for me, and it's called Papa Episode Blurbs. I don't really know what a blurb is, but it's just basically where I copy and paste the 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 notes that kind of go along with the episode. So YouTube and Anchor. Actually, I need to wait for it to upload. Yeah, big pardon. I can't do this stage until it's uploaded. So, but what I'll do is I'll paste this into the page on Anchor and just kind of fill out a few details. So let's bring Anchor back up. Hi, Gerard. That's processing now. Doesn't take too long. Obviously, it's depending on your internet. If you are starting out a podcast, if anyone does watch this back and think, oh, I'd like to give that a go, certainly if you're doing YouTube, I wholeheartedly recommend StreamYard as an easy to use tool to get your streams up and going. And certainly if you're doing an audio podcast, if you're using anything other than Anchor, then you're doing it wrong, I think. Because it's free. It's owned by Spotify, so they've got the cash. They're not going anywhere, and it's just so easy to do. So easy. I've used a variety of different podcast hosting sites at various different costs over the years. To have one that does everything that the old ones used to do and more, but for free is, yeah. I think that's why you're seeing so many podcasts these days, because they have democratized it. They really have. Anchor have done away with, they've streamlined the process so much, and because they're owned by Spotify, your show just gets, that is one of the main places that it gets uploaded to. And that's another thing with Anchor that's so good. If you go into distribution here, oh no, I won't do that. But it does auto distributes to everywhere. Everywhere that podcasts can be found, Anchor will send it out there, and you don't have to do anything. In the past, you had to go to each of the websites individually, or the hosting services individually. Apply to go on there. Posting your RSS feed into their website for them to take on your content. But this does it all again. So easy. So easy. At this point, I would be doing the YouTube stuff, but I don't want to confuse matters too much. It'll be done soon. There is a limit on file sizes for Anchor. I think it's 250 megabytes. So very rarely that we go over that. I think it's happened once, and I think that was more down to an issue with the quality of the file we was uploading. It was too high, so we just kind of compressed it a little bit and uploaded it. But as you can, that's one of our longest shows for a long while, 2 hours 44. So it's, although it takes a bit longer to process it, it's still manages it. There we go. So save the episode. Okay, episode title, Big 95. Then we bring in our hashtags. Episode description is, this is where the blurbs come in. So I come over to my blurbs document I showed you earlier, paste in the content. And then you fill in the blanks. Episode 95 of the Renaissance Men podcast. Stu is joined by Sidon and Jimmy. Discuss the following. Repeat the hashtag. I'm not sure if anyone actually really reads these descriptions, but I don't put too much effort into them. Obviously, that's an interpretation on my end. I thought it might get people in. Obviously, we spoke about disaster films, but I thought it was fitting as the show could have been a disaster. Episode number 95. It's a full episode. Always mark it as explicit because I don't want to get taken down because of any. Plus, it's just I don't really want any kids to stumble onto it when we're dropping it, a C bomb. And publish now. So off that goes. Brilliant. Okay, so that will sit there. And we shall return to that at the end of the process. So the audio podcast is done. That's up on the server. People can now, that should appear on whenever they refresh their podcast software, that will appear and they can download and stream as they wish. So that is there, ready to go. Now I need to concentrate on YouTube and Twitch in this instance. So I will, let's open up our YouTube channel. And nice to see we've got a new subscriber, 56. Thank you. Okay, let's bring this over. Cultivate. Renaissance Man, 56 subscribers. Thank you so much. Okay, so manage videos. Okay. Right. Obviously, you'll see here episode 95. Just like, I mean, this is there and people have been watching it, obviously, but I do like to kind of tidy it up. So, into the details section first things first, let's change the thumbnail to our sexy new one that we produced earlier. Thumbnail 95. Okay. Uniformity in the episode title, episode 95. Hashtag live. No hashtags, I forget. And then at this point, I just copy and paste the blurb that has been entered onto Anchor. Let me just discuss the following. Okay. Playlist. I add it to Renaissance Men Live, and I add it to podcast episodes. No, it's not made for kids. Tags. I'll then just tag it with hashtags live. Phase 4. Greenland. Tools. That is machines. Faster. Video language. I'm not sure how important it is to change these, but I don't know. I kind of just think it might assist someone in finding the video. You know, they might have some search parameter on that says, "Oh, only show me videos in English language." In which case, ours would now show up. Recording date was yesterday. Yep, entertainment. Allow all comments and I'll live chat to replay. Okay. Save. And that episode is effectively published for us. That's in a state that I like it. What? Okay. Now, shall I do? I'll do Twitch now. I'll do Twitch now. Once they're all done, then I can publish it to the Patreon and Facebook. Right. So now. Sorry, I think I pressed the wrong button. Ugh. My bad. But at least the stream didn't go down. That would have been annoying. Share screen.
Just on that turnover and allowing Villa to run at our defence.
Don't know what that is. Oh, sorry about that. That was an error on my part. Okay. Video producer. I'm not sure. This is the first time I've done this, so forgive me. Okay, so I'm assuming I have the same kind of options. Okay. Right. So again, it's going to be a similar process to what I just did on YouTube. So I'm just going to tidy up a bit, descriptions and such. Uh, That's tagged. So can I tag it? No. Let's upload thumbnail 95. Finish the cropping. So I think that's all I need to do. Save changes. Okay, so that is a bit easier than Wastamere. Wastamere, let me just tidy up that Joy of Gaming video I did on Resident Evil Village. Bear with. There we go. So everything's just. So why does it expire? I don't like that Twitch expires your videos. It's annoying. Anyway, that's Twitch done as well, but I won't include a link to the Twitch in the official publishing of the links. Right. Happy with that. So to summarize, we've done YouTube, we've done Anchor. What we now need to do is just post the links on Patreon and to the Facebook page, just to let people know that it's been published and they are ready to go and to consume as people so wish. So Oh, for God's sake. That was a bit of a disaster. Bit of a disaster. How frustrating. I assume you probably missed the whole last section of that. That's the trouble. I haven't kept an eye on the tabs I'm sharing and such. Again, it's an error on my part. I mean, to summarize, basically what I did is fucking hell. God knows how much of that you missed, but I mean, to summarize, I just showed the process of uploading or putting a post up on Patreon and on Facebook. And it's just simple stuff, linking in the hyperlinks for the video presentation and the audio presentation. You probably, you can figure that out all yourself. That's what I choose to do anyway. So that is pretty much it. I mean, to summarize that process, obviously I download the audio from StreamYard, edit the audio on Audacity, upload that to Anchor, and then do the thumbnail, which will be used for YouTube and Twitch. I tidy up those posts. I then put out a post onto the Patreon and Facebook, which just links everything together and effectively, not a great deal said, to be honest. I could, a monkey could do the posting of the links. I think the important bit was to catch how you upload it to Patreon. No, sorry, to Anchor and YouTube. There we go, really. One thing I do want to do, and I've forgotten to do, is let's just bring over YouTube. I'd then like to go into the channel, customize it, and just make the latest video the high, the featured video. So any returning subscribers, that's the latest video that comes up on the feed. So that's all good. There we go. So that is how the sausage is made. I'm not sure what I'm going to do now. I think I might take a brief break. I might come back on Twitch and do some video game streaming. I want to play some Xbox, but actually Benj is about, and I want to play Resident Evil, to be honest. So I may come back shortly. I'll get some food in me, and we'll see how it goes. But I hope you've kind of enjoyed this session of how the sausage is made. It's not, it probably was a bit bitty there, but towards the end, obviously you missed a bit of it. But I do have a process. Once you've done it for 95 episodes, you do kind of get into the swing of things. It is difficult to present it as well as do it. So forgive me if it was a bit all over the place, but I think you get the sense of what we do each week. So there we go. Until next time, please take care and goodbye.